Hello, lovely humans. It is wonderful to see you all today. I hope you're having as great of a day as I am. Now, we have a question of the day today. Our question of the day today is this. What is a sure sign of spring? Well, I'll tell you one that I have. This is my sure sign of spring. It's when I see the great blue heron flying, soaring through the air like a giant pterodactyl. Oh, it looks so cool. I love to see them. And I love to yell out, "Hello, great blue heron, it's good to see you again." That's what I like. Okay, well, you could tell me any of your sure signs of spring. I would love to hear what they are. You can ask your grown-up and leave a comment in the comment section. And I wanted to say hi to one of my friends who left me a comment about eating donuts. They sound delicious. Just crack that donut. I would like to dip my donut maybe in some hot chocolate, or maybe some tea, or maybe some coffee. All right, well, I think I need to calm my body down and get ready for a story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feel my feet against the ground. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out and feel my feet. Great. So before we get to our story today, I have a couple of songs for you. These are nursery rhymes. Our first one is called Jack, Be Nimble. It goes like this. Jack, be nimble. Jack, be quick. Jack, jump over. Whoa! Boom! The candlestick. That was fun. Okay, now we're going to do, this one's kind of a tongue twister. It goes like this. Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said, "This butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it'll make my batter bitter." So she bought some better butter, better than that bitter butter. She put the better butter in her bitter batter to make her bitter batter better. Yay! You know what? I want to say that one really super fast. Are you ready? Here we go. Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said, "This butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it'll make my batter bitter." So she bought some better butter, better than the bitter butter, put the better butter in her bitter batter and make her bitter batter better. Okay, let's do it one more time. Super duper ultra fast. Ready? Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said, "This butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it'll make my batter bitter." So she bought some better butter, better than the bitter butter, put the better butter in her bitter batter and make her bitter batter better. Woo! Okay, cool. All right, I've got one more nursery rhyme for you. It goes like this. "Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool?" Yes, sir, 3 bags full. 1 for the master and 1 for the dame, and 1 for the little girl who lives down the lane. Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. I really like that one a lot. Now, I have a story for you today. This story is called The Possum and the Peeper. Now, I got permission from Ann Hunter to read her story on my channel today, so I'm really excited about it, okay? Now, here we go. I'm going to get a little bit closer so you guys can see a little better. Peep, peep, peep. Possum opened one small eye. What was that noise? He buried his head deeper in his warm winter nest. Do you see his eyes open? Peep, 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 peep. We'll never get back to sleep with all this racket, he said. I'm going to go find out who's being so inconsiderate so early in the spring. So Possum stepped out into the cool green morning. Peep, peep, peep. Possum looked up. A pair of catbirds were building their nest high in a tree among the new leaves. Is that you peeping up there? Demanded Possum. Not us, said the catbirds. We can scarcely hear ourselves sing over all that clamor. Well, I'm going to go see for myself who's been making such an awful din. Now, an awful din is a big, loud noise. We'll come too, said the catbirds. We can search high in the trees while you look low on the ground. And they set off throughout the woods. Possum stopped to sniff the trout lilies blooming along the path. Peep, peep, peep. And they followed the sound up the hill. At the crest of the hill stood a bear, blinking blearily outside his cave. Who woke me up from my warm winter sleep? He snarled, showing his long white teeth. Was it you? He said, spying the possum. No, said Possum, but we're on our way to find out who it was. Well, I'd better come along then, growled the bear. You may need someone of my size when you find this fellow. Ooh, he's a scary bear. They continued over the hill, catbirds flying overhead, the bear grumbling along behind. The spring sun shone down to warm their feathers and fur. Peep, peep, peep. The sound was getting louder and louder. They came down to a marsh where they saw a muskrat spring cleaning his house. Excuse us, shouted the possum. Have you been peeping? What? Yelled the muskrat. I can't hear you over all that noise. Well, we're on our way to put a stop to it once and for all, said the bear. If you could show us the way through the swamp. I wonder if he'll help. They pressed on, following the muskrat, peering between new green shoots and into dark pools, closer and closer, louder and louder. Possum pushed aside some reeds. Ooh, I wonder what it's going to be. Look, there's the possum, there's the muskrat, here are the catbirds, and there's the bear. Aha! They cried, squinting at a small spot on the bank. Oh, he's right there. Well, how could such a small speck of a thing make such a huge racket? Asked the bear. Well, you've woken up the entire forest, little frog, said Possum. The little Peeper looked up from the possum to the muskrat to the catbirds and finally to the bear. Then he puffed out his throat. Rise and shine, he shouted. Shake your leg. Build your nests and clean your burrows. It's spring, it's spring, it's spring. The bear stepped closer to the little frog. He growled, don't like being awakened so early in the year, especially by a frog. I like this picture a lot. Oh, but look at the beautiful spring flowers, cried the Peeper, and sniff the good spring smells. How could you want to sleep through such a glorious spring day? The animals looked around at the budding trees. They smelled the blooming flowers and felt the warm sun shining. They listened to the buzzing bees and warbling birds. Legs stretched and bellies rumbled. It was true, quite true. No one could deny that it was a fine thing indeed to be out and about on the first warm day of spring. Well, there's nothing like a good walk on a spring morning, proclaimed Possum. Won't you join us for a little breakfast? Oh, look, they're getting all ready to eat. It looks like they're eating some fiddlehead ferns. But the spring Peeper was already peeping again at the top of his lungs. Time for breakfast, toast and tea. Early bird gets the worm. Peep, peep, peep. Peep, peep, peep. Peep. Peep, peep, peep. All right, well, I really love that story. I love spring, so that helps a lot. But that sound of the peepers, it's really exciting. So hopefully when I hear some peepers, maybe I'll take a little field trip and I'll bring you out to the marsh to find some peepers. That could be pretty fun. All right, my friends, it's almost time for us to say goodbye. And I thought we could sing a song because there was a pretty big bear in that story. So why don't we sing the bear song? We can pull out our bear claws. Are you ready? Here we go. A grr, 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 I am a bear. A grr, 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 I'm covered in hair. A grr, 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 I've got a bare bottom. A grr, 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 and clothes I don't got 'em, 'cause I'm a bear and I'm covered in hair and I'm a running and a scratching and a sniff in the air. A grr, 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 I have bare feet. A grr, 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 I sometimes eat meat. A grr, 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 I love to eat honey. A grr, 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 but I don't use money, 'cause I'm a bear and I'm covered in hair and I'm running and a scratching and a sniff in the air. A grr, 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 I scratch all my fleas. A grr, 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 I love to climb trees. A grr, 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 I give bear hugs. A grr, 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 I sniff all the bugs. 'Cause I'm a bear and I'm covered in hair and I'm a running and a scratching and a sniff in the air. All right, my friends. It is time for me to say goodbye. Now, I would like to remind you, if you did like this video, please tap that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, just subscribe. It'll be great to see you guys. All right. Well, so long. Goodbye for now. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I care about you.